Hello, Sir Ello here, and I'm here to give you some basics on how you can create your own websites. First, I would like to review on what you need to know. You're going to have to know HTML and CSS. You may use a bit of JavaScript, but that's for the interactive parts of websites, such as web applications. But if you want to create a website that contains nothing but images and text, then and even a video, then all you need is HTML and CSS. Right now, I'd like to tell you what program you need. Right now, this is my personal favorite, Notepad++. It's a really good compiler for websites, or basically almost anything, especially for HTML and CSS. Technically, you do have Notepad automatically installed to your computer, and you can still type in code using this. However, it's just basically like typing code in Word documents. It's not really that organized or color coded. With HTML help, Notepad++, you get to type in and you get to type in the code you want, and it changes color. So I would want to do something like this. See, it's color coded, so it should be able to allow you to organize your code a bit better. Alright, now onto the website. So just download Notepad++, and when you download it, you should be good. Okay, now on to making websites. Okay, so the first thing when you come to make your website, you're gonna actually have to do the basic layout. So in order to start everything, you're gonna have to type in a few things first, the basic layout. So first you have to type in this. Okay, and then you type in your basic formatting tags. So this is HTML, and you have to close that tag with /HTML. Okay, now after you do this, then you create the head and the body. So you create the head and you create the body. And basically what this does is that the difference between a head and a body is that whenever there's any code inside the head, then it will activate before act then the code will actually compile and perform before you see anything, before it loads the interface. However, the body, it's the opposite. The interface loads and then the code compiles. Okay, now enough of that. Let's actually start making our website. So first you would want to name our page. Uh, and um, and you would do this through title, to the title tag. And let me show you what it does. So basically insert any type of text you want. So let's type in our website. Okay, now let's see what happens. You would save this, and then now you would run it. Okay, now take a look at this. This, the code in the title or our text, it became the title of our web page, and it will appear in our tab. Okay, moving on. Now let's type in some code. So, we can just type in any code. So any basic text such as I am typing this text in HTML. Save it, and then you would actually see your text right here. Okay, and then let's type in enter and type in another phrase. This is another sentence. You would save it, and then we would get this. And notice how that despite the fact that this is separate from that, it still combines the two on the same line. The Before the others were on a different line. These are on the same line. That's because you actually need to type in an additional tag in order to, well, in order to skip to another line. So the code you need to do that is br and type that in, and it should move it to a different line like this. Okay, now let's form the basic elements of our page. So first, let me type this. Hello, welcome to our web page. Now I want to introduce you to creating your basic elements, such as buttons, links, images, and videos. So first, let's create the button. Input type button ID equals any. This is the name of this is basically naming the property of our button. So put in anything you want. Our button. Save, run the code, and let's see what happens. Okay, so this is your button right here. It's a bit short and there's nothing on it. So if you want to actually have text on the button, then you type in value, then whatever text you want. I am a button. Okay, let's run that and see. See, it produced text on a button. Okay, moving on. And you could use the same code in order to create text boxes. So instead of button, you put an input. ID equals text box. And then let's save and run our code. There you go. And of course, if you want to space this out, then you would insert BR. Okay, there we go. Now, how to insert images. Okay. So, so you would use a different type of code, such as the image tag. So, in order the syntax of this image tag is img src equal quotation mark and basic stuff like height. Let's make it 100 px and style width. Okay, now let's take an image from here. So I already got an image. Okay, and then we just copy it here, right here, the link. And there you go. That would be our image. And of course, you can adjust the height and the width by doing this. Simple enough, right? Okay, so now we do our other parts of the website. So now you have to create something known as div tags. And basically what that does, helps you separate helps you separate some stuff and organize everything in boxes. So use this div tag and we're gonna create one known as main. Basically any name you want, really, it doesn't matter. And then we close the div tag. And practically we get to do anything we want here. But this div is only useful if you actually use CSS, the other part of website development I've been talking about. So in order to create a CSS file here, I already made one. You would click on File, New, and then you would actually save this as a CSS file, like right here, right here. Okay, so for our CSS, suppose we want a border. You'd have to take this div and then insert it here. Okay, so you would type up something like this. Okay, now you actually have to link it. You have to actually link this CSS to this web page. So in order to do that, you would actually use this code. Thing1.css, which is actually the name of our file. Rel style sheet type equals text/css. Okay, now we have it. Now we save this. And then let's take a look. And there you go, we have everything in text boxes. Okay, and then let's try out something. We're gonna make background images for this. So the background image, so for the background image, we're gonna put in HTML and then background.